SCP-992. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-992 is within a humanoid containment chamber, located in Site-77's Euclid SCP Wing. The chamber does not have any windows or natural lighting. Several potted plants are contained in the cell, and tended to by personnel. SCP-992 is permitted to request specific plants, as long as they are of a benign nature. Any other requests made by SCP-992 are to be denied. Animals may be exposed to SCP-992 under controlled environments, for testing purposes. Communication with SCP-992 is forbidden, and any subject who has been found to communicate with SCP-992 will receive a full anomalous evaluation. D-Class personnel are not to be used with SCP-992 testing. TTT. Description: SCP-992 is an elderly Australian Aboriginal male of Pijant-Jatjara ethnicity, 1.2 meters tall, weighing 95 kilograms. SCP-992 claims to be between 57 to 71 years old. However, in the 65 years the subject has been contained, it has not appeared to age. SCP-992 will attempt conversation with individuals who visit its containment chamber. These conversations typically consist of the subject describing its unsubstantiated prophetic abilities, and engaging the visitor in esoteric philosophical debates. When left alone, SCP-992 attempts to converse with various forms of flora and/or fauna, and will occasionally claim to receive prophetic visions while conversing with them. These conversations will usually take place over the course of several hours, with SCP-992 holding a one-sided conversation with the organism it is conversing with. If SCP-992 is asked about the topic its conversations, it will frequently allude to vague natural events which have not occurred. It also maintains claims to have predicted various, widely publicized natural disasters. However, these are unsubstantiated. When SCP-992 is able to observe any weather pattern, the perception of humans viewing SCP-992 will be changed. These humans will observe unusual and nonsensical weather and meteorological activities. This effect will persist for 10 to 30 minutes after the affected persons have ceased viewing SCP-992. While affected, subjects will be unable to refer to themselves or others by name. Observations of subject affected by SCP-992: we were just sitting on the bed of the UTE-1, shootin' in the breeze. It wasn't anything pressing or nothin', it's just that driving gets boring after a while. Then I see this black fella walking up the road. He doesn't have any shoes or anything on, and his feet looked all ruined. I was about to ask him if he was alright when the drop hit me. Now mind you, this the middle of the outback, and there weren't no clouds or nothin'. So, we turned back to look at the ABO, and he's pointin' up. Stared at him for a SEC, then I look where he's pointin'. There's this white, black cloud. Hard to explain, hard to picture, but try to imagine the cloud took the shadow it was castin' on the ground, and wrapped it around itself like a blanket. Looked like it was keeping the life inside warm. About then's when the second drop hit, and the burning started. These looked like raindrops, except they were rusty. Like someone was driving an old beat-up Ute trundlin' on top of the wrapped cloud. They looked hot, and when they hit it burned not like a sudden heat burn, more of an old burn, the kind you get after walking through the desert for a lifetime. It's deep in the skin. Never really goes away, sometimes you'll forget, think it left. As you'll think about it, starts with an itch. Gets real bad. When you scratch it, the sun and time and oldness all comes crawling out. We skedaddled pretty quick, didn't want to stick around after all that. I don't know if we caused it, or if he was warning us, but he knew. You could see it in his wrinkles, and the calloused patches of skin. He knew exactly what was going on. SCP-992 was found in a small village near the Alice Springs area in Central Australia. After reports of SCP-992's effect reached agents posted in the area. Investigation of the village these reports originated from showed SCP-992 had taken up a position as the village's leader, claiming to have godlike influence over the villagers lives in the world around them. After demonstrating its abilities to the agents, SCP-992 was contained. Amnestics were distributed to witnesses, and a cover story portraying SCP-992 as a fraud was disseminated. Incident Report Number 992-C January 17, 1949. Level 1 personnel observed SCP-992's conversation with a eucalyptus tree. When asked about the conversation, subject answered she, the eucalyptus, was very depressed, and difficult to name. I was unable to fully paint the picture. Personnel noted that the eucalyptus tree expired several days later. Addendum 992A. Shall excerpt from Interview 992A. Access granted. Interviewed. SCP-992. Interviewer, Dr. Boyd. Begin log. Dr. Boyd. When did you become aware of it? 2. SCP-992. We were burying them. Everyone who had died. It had been a dead year, and losing so many names had brought hope down. They had no name anymore, they were only corpses. But I could see them. The names were there, still strung to the bodies. I reached out and touched them, and then my name was there too, and I could hear them. Dr. Boyd, what happened afterwards? SCP-992. Someone there had a true name before this, but they changed it to me. I can see names now, and where the snippets of thread holding the world together come from. It all goes up. Dr. Boyd, true name, SCP-992. Your true name is redacted. Boyd.3 I do not know what your name was before, but now it has, and always was so. Dr. Boyd, I don't understand. SCP-992. Hold up my hands. Gestures with both hands, and let the fates pull whichever way they pleased. Whether it was up in a cloud, or here with the people, I am able to see it. Dr. Boyd, silent. SCP-992. They go up to the south sky. I helped tie them all together. Dr. Boyd, what do you mean? SCP-992. Do you ever see sunlight, dancing with his brothers over a cold desert? Dr. Boyd, are you referring to the Aurora Australis? SCP-992, if that's what you call it, yes. I can go on to name more things I created, if desired. Dr. Boyd, that's all right. I think we're done here. End log. Footnotes. 1. Australian slang for pickup or utility vehicle. 2. Referring to SCP-992's anomalous properties. 3. Dr. Boyd had been using a pseudonym for this interview, and it is unknown how SCP-992 obtained his name.